Yo, Dodgers Nation, grab your popcorn, lock the doors, and prepare for the MLB offseason bombshell that's about to blow your mind and shatter the league as we know it. ESPN just unleashed a report that's got the entire baseball world in absolute, unfiltered chaos. The Los Angeles Dodgers aren't just circling the free agent waters like sharks. They're lurking in the shadows, ready to strike with surgical precision, potentially snagging Kyle Tucker, Bo Bichette, or both in a move that's got fans rioting in the streets, executives scrambling for cover, and rival teams screaming foul play at the top of their lungs. Is this the Dodgers' masterstroke to cement their dynasty, or is there a sinister conspiracy unfolding in the front office? A calculated plot to manipulate the market, exploit the looming CBA, and crush any hope of competitive balance? Buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into this madness, step by step, with all the dirt, drama, and dark secrets. Trust me, by the end you'll be questioning everything about MLB's future, and begging for more. Alright, let's break this down right from the jump, fam, because if you're not already on the edge of your seat, you damn well should be. ESPN's Buster Olney, the insider's insider, just dropped a report that's detonating across the internet like a nuclear warhead, and it's all centered on the big four free agents still dangling in limbo: Kyle Tucker, Alex Bregman, Cody Bellinger, and Bo Bichette. These aren't just players. They're the elite of the elite, power-hitting machines, speed demons, and star power incarnate that could redefine any team's fortunes. But here's the crazy, game-changing part that's got everyone from casual fans to hardcore analysts losing their ever-loving minds. The Dodgers, the undisputed kings of off-season spending who've been flexing their billionaire wallets for what feels like an eternity, are hovering like predators in the night, poised to pounce on one, or potentially two of these studs if they fall into a shorter-term high AAV deal. Why the outrage? Why the shock? Because this isn't your run-of-the-mill signing. It's a strategic ambush that's reeking of manipulation. Reports are flooding in that the Toronto Blue Jays are going all in, guns blazing, for Tucker with a massive long-term commitment, but the Dodgers? Oh, they're playing the ultimate patience game, biding their time, waiting for the market to cool, for desperation to set in, and for these stars to settle for the smart money, short-term riches that fit LA's payroll wizardry. Fans are furious. Dodgers loyalists are hyped beyond belief, chanting "Dynasty" in the comments, but rivals are calling it outright cheating, a slap in the face to fair play. People are erupting. This is why MLB is broken. Dodgers are ruining the sport. And honestly, who can blame them? This could tip the scales so far that no one else stands a chance. Let's unpack why this is blowing up, step by step, with the tension building like a thriller movie. To really grasp the seismic shockwaves here, we gotta rewind the clock and paint the full picture. Because you can't appreciate the drama without knowing the players, the teams, and the raw human stakes involved. Let's start with Kyle Tucker, the Astros' golden boy and the crown jewel of this free agent class. At 27 years old, this guy's a freaking force of nature. A right field wizard who's been torching pitchers since he burst onto the scene. We're talking a player with 30-plus home run power in his prime, elite defensive instincts that earned him back-to-back Gold Gloves, and that clutch gene that helped Houston snag a World Series title in 2022. His agent? Pushing for the ultimate unicorn. A 10-year, $400 million behemoth? The kind of deal that sets a player up for life with generational wealth and legacy status. Tucker's not just a hitter. He's a complete package, a guy who's evolved from a prospect to a superstar under the Astros' tutelage. But here's the kicker. He's a free agent now, and the market's brutal. Teams are salivating, but that $40 million average annual value, AAV, demand? It's astronomical, and it's got everyone second-guessing. Then there's Bo Bichette, the 25-year-old Blue Jays sensation. A five-tool phenom who's been lighting up scoreboards with his infectious energy and all-around brilliance. Former Rookie of the Year, hitting .300+ with 20+ stolen bases, and that elite glove at shortstop. But get this, he's even open to shifting to second base for the right opportunity. Bichette's market value? Sitting at a more reasonable $23.3 million AAV, with projections for an 8-year, $186 million pact. He's the kind of player who makes teams better just by being on the field. Speed, contact, power, and that intangible spark that rallies crowds. These two, alongside Bregman and Bellinger, are the last big fish in the pond, and their decisions could reshape MLB's landscape. Now, flip the script to the Dodgers. Oh boy, they're the protagonists in this tale for some, the villains for others. LA's front office, spearheaded by the brilliant Andrew Friedman and backed by that endless Guggenheim ownership cash flow, has been the off-season overlords for years. They've built a juggernaut through savvy spending, waiting out the market like patient hunters. Remember Freddie Freeman? They hovered, waited for Atlanta's offer to fizzle, and struck with a 6-year, $162 million deal that wasn't the absolute max but fit their long-term vision. Same energy here. But why now? Because the CBA, that collective bargaining agreement, is looming like a dark cloud, threatening lockouts, delayed seasons, and salary cap chaos. The Dodgers know the clock is ticking, and they're betting on Tucker or Bichette getting antsy. Conspiracy alert. Is this delay a front office ploy, leaking whispers to ESPN to pressure Toronto into overcommitting? Mind-blowing, right? The stakes are sky-high, careers, legacies, and billions on the line. Alright, let's crank up the conspiracy dial to 11 because this is where the story gets downright shadowy and thrilling, like a Hollywood blockbuster with twists you didn't see coming. The Dodgers aren't just interested in Tucker or Bichette. According to ESPN, they're orchestrating a waiting game that's straight out of a spy novel, hovering like vultures ready to feast on the scraps. Agents are whispering that LA is poised to offer high AAV shorter-term deals. Think 3 to 5 years at $30 to $45 million per season, mirroring their Freeman masterclass. Why shorter? Because the Dodgers are chess masters anticipating the CBA's fallout. A new agreement could mean higher luxury taxes, delayed games, and stars missing paychecks if there's a lockout. If Tucker or Bichette hold out for 10-year dreams, they risk playing catch-up, signing mid-season for less. So, the Dodgers are betting on desperation. Let the Blue Jays chase the long-term fantasy, exhaust their resources, then swoop in with security, short-term gold that avoids overpaying in an uncertain world. But here's the conspiratorial heart of it. Is this a league-wide manipulation scheme? The Dodgers, already loaded with Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, and Freeman, could add 2 of these elites? That's not building a team, that's assembling an army for domination. Rivals are screaming conspiracy, Dodgers are gaming the system, waiting for the CBA to force hands. What if Friedman's crew leaked this to ESPN to create panic, driving up Toronto's offers and making LA look like the hero? Or worse, what if it's a coordinated effort with agents to deflate the market? Fans are theorizing wild plots. Dodgers bribed the CBA negotiators. This is why MLB's rigged. Let's break it down conspiratorially. Step 1, Dodgers delay, letting Blue Jays overextend on Tucker. Step 2, market cools due to CBA fears. Step 3, stars panic, drop demands. Step 4, LA strikes, landing the prize. Strategic genius? Or a dark web of manipulation that's eroding trust in the game? The implications are terrifying. If this works, the Dodgers become untouchable and the league's balance crumbles. Rhetorical bomb. Are we watching the birth of a new evil empire, or just smart business? To really hammer home why this is earth-shattering, let's draw some killer comparisons. Because history doesn't repeat. It echoes, and this Dodgers move is screaming déjà vu on steroids. Think back to Freddie Freeman. He craved Atlanta's long-term embrace, but his agent Scott Boras steered him to LA, and the Dodgers waited patiently, snagging him on that 6-year deal that wasn't the max but maximized their flexibility. Same playbook here. Dodgers hover, let Toronto burn cash on 10-year chases, then offer the prudent short-term high AAV to dodge CBA risks. Compare this to the Yankees' failed mega-spends in the 2000s, where bloated contracts like A-Rod's crippled them, or the Mets' disastrous 2019 to 2020 splurges that led to fire sales. The Dodgers are the anti-Yankees, patient, calculated predators who win the war, not the battle. League patterns? This is MLB's version of the NFL's salary cap wars or the NBA's super team era. Rich teams like LA hoard talent, starving the rest. Remember the Astros sign-stealing scandal? This feels like that, but legal and way more profitable. If Dodgers land both, it's the 1927 Yankees reborn. Unbeatable, dynasty-building dominance. Fans are drawing parallels. Dodgers are the Patriots of baseball, always cheating the rules. What if this sets a precedent for future off-seasons, where teams wait out CBA fears to poach stars? Mind-blowing, the league could fracture into haves and have-nots forever. Now let's talk roster implications, because if the Dodgers execute this heist, MLB's depth charts just got obliterated, and the fallout could redefine the sport. Picture Bichette at second base. He's explicitly told outlets he's open to the shift, filling a gaping hole with his elite bat speed, contact hitting, and defensive wizardry. In LA's lineup, he'd complement Freeman perfectly, adding speed and versatility to a team that's already stacked. Tucker in right field? He'd be the power punch, slotting alongside Betts and Ohtani, boosting HR totals to insane levels while his Gold Glove defense shores up the outfield. Salary dynamics? Dodgers have the runway, Their $250 million payroll can absorb $30 million AAV for Bichette or $45 million for Tucker on short deals, with opt-outs for escape hatches. But depth concerns? Adding both could overcrowd positions, forcing trades of guys like Gavin Lux or Jason Hayward, stifling young development. Luxury tax hits? Short-term avoids the spike, but if the CBA raises caps, it could backfire. Hypothetically, if they land both, Bichette on 4 to 5 years at $27 to $30 million AAV, Tucker on 3 years at $45 million with first and second year opts. Result? A lineup with 300-plus HRs, 100-plus steals, unstoppable. Fans are freaking. This makes the Dodgers invincible. But rivals? Unfair advantage. The question looms, could LA afford it? Absolutely, but at what cost to the league's soul? Time for the deep scouting dive. Let's dissect Tucker and Bichette like they're under a microscope in a high-stakes lab, because their strengths, weaknesses, and projections could decide MLB's fate. Starting with Bo Bichette. Strengths? He's a 5-tool marvel, elite contact, .298 career BA, emerging power, 25-plus HRs last season, blazing speed, 20-plus steals, and that shortstop glove that's October 10th. At 25, he's in his prime with upside for 30 hours in a hitter-friendly park like Dodger Stadium. Weaknesses? Strikeout rate creeping up, 150-plus in 2023, occasional swing and miss and injury history, missed games in 2022. Projections? In LA's system with better coaching and analytics, he could hit .310, 25 HR, 25 SB, a 7 to 8 WAR superstar. Stats back it, 5.5 WAR last year worth $25 million plus AAV. Scouts rave about his intangibles, the guy rallies teams. Kyle Tucker, strengths? Pure power beast, 30-plus HRs, gold glove defense, and clutch hitting that defined Houston's run. Athleticism for days with a cannon arm and base running savvy. Weaknesses? Contact dipped, .278 BA, and he's a free agent risk post-Astros culture. Projections? In Dodgers lineup, 35 HR, .290 BA, 6 WAR, but at $40 million AAV? Scouts say he's overvalued if he regresses. Hypotheticals, short-term deal tames him but CBA delays could hurt. Either way, these guys are transformative, Bichette for versatility, Tucker for raw thump. Rhetorical edge, who's the steal? And will the Dodgers exploit it? Oh man, the league is erupting like a volcano, and it's glorious chaos. Rival fans? Blue Jays diehards are in full meltdown mode. Tucker's ours, Dodgers can't steal him. Astros supporters are bitter, mourning their star. Media? ESPN's framing it as a patience game, but analysts like Jeff Passan are screaming, imbalance alert. Executives? Toronto's pushing aggressively but LA's wallet? Unmatchable. Why the fury? This could make Dodgers three-peat champs, Koshi odds at 26%? They'd skyrocket to 50%. Rivals like Yankees and Padres are apoplectic. Dodgers buying the World Series. Conspiracy theorists flood forums. Front office leaks rigging the market. People are furious. Social media's a war zone with Dodgers cheating hashtags. Is this the death of fair play? Zoom out to the macro. What does this mean for MLB's soul? If Dodgers snag Tucker, Bichette, or both, it's dynasty lockdown, 2024 repeat easy. Free agency dries up for others, CBA spikes AAVs, lockouts delay seasons. Competitive balance? Extinct. Dodgers as the modern Yankees, unbeatable. But if CBA hits, stars sign cheap mid-season. The league's future? Fractured, unequal. Terrifying implications, MLB's parity dies here. So there you have it, Dodgers Digest fam, the ESPN bombshell that's got MLB in a tailspin. Dodgers plotting Tucker, Bichette, or both in a short-term AAV ambush amid CBA chaos. Genius or conspiracy? You decide. What do you think, Tucker to Toronto, Bichette to LA, or the ultimate heist? Drop your takes, Dodgers dominating? Or league ruined? Like, subscribe, and trade on Koshi with code DIGEST for $20 bonus. Stay locked, peace out.